fun because we can actually have a cocktail.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, Cleveland? Stasek. I'm here with my friend Mike. Is it Kubinski? Kubinski of the CLE clothing company. We're going to dig into his story, and we're also going to find out about why he started the company and what's driving him now and what he's got coming. We actually have a little pre-sale workout of what's going on here this weekend. There's going to be a sale, and you're going to find out about it first. But before we do that, a little word. Hey, Cleveland. This episode is brought to you by the friendly realtors at Stasek Group of eXp Realty. They have a proven, repeatable system. It's backed by market research to sell your home for up to 18% more than traditional real estate agents. So call them. You can call them at 440-925-1018. It's 440-925-1018, or go to stasekgroup.com. That's stasekgroup.com. All right, Mike. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I appreciate you coming aboard, man. Obviously, I'm a proud supporter of your company. This is probably by far, I don't think there's a close second of any of the t-shirts that I own. This gets worn more than anything.
Yeah.
And I travel a lot. And what's kind of funny is I was mentioning to you earlier when we were chatting that my other company, my business partners are out of Dallas. Mm-hmm. So I frequent Dallas a lot. Okay. Needless to say, they're all now, you would think that both of their families are Clevelanders because their kids are buried in your shirts, that all their kids have Cleveland shirts. Their wives have Cleveland shirts. They have Cleveland shirts. And so they know, like, every time I come to town, I'm bringing the goods. And I stop right across the street over here at Crocker to the Cleveland Clothing Company, and I stock up and love shopping there. So
that's awesome. Well, thank you very much for supporting.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's just kind of dig into, we talked a little bit about, you weren't actually born in Cleveland, but you transplanted here after college. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Yeah. So I was actually born in Akron, much like a lot of, there's, kings, rock stars, things like that.
Yes.
So grew up in Northeast Ohio, big Cleveland fan all my life. Went to college. And then, when I came back, I graduated and I moved up to the Cleveland area, worked in retail management for a while. As some do after college and try to figure things out. But did that for about 3.5 years, and then figured that I should that's not something that I really wanted to do anymore. Didn't want to be a regional manager and things like that. So decided to go back to school a little bit, hone my craft in graphic design, which I went to school for prior to, and in fine arts, and so did that for a few years. Got some cool internships with some big retail companies, big clothing brand companies, learned some things there, and then ended up back here in Cleveland working for a consumer products company, and then doing packaging, where I was hired on, and was then relocated to the second graphic designer job. I was in charge of backs of labels. So like this water bottle, so it wasn't the front of the bottle, it was everything, the type on the back. And the main brand that I worked on at the time was Gugan. So if you ever know Gugan, it was invented in Cleveland.
Yeah. Oh, was it?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
That's a very cool story. I did not know that. But I was doing all the...
Hear it here first. Gugan, Cleveland.
I was doing all the backs of the labels. So all the precautions, directions, things like that, barcodes. And sometimes an occasional hand model. So if you have a Gugan bottle out there, my hand might be on it, holding like a glue bottle or a caulk gun or a paintbrush.
Well, that's probably why they sold thousands and thousands of products. Look at them hands.
Check out these hands.
Telling you. Sounds like a super fun job, creating the labels on the back of Gugan.
So not at times. So as a creative person, I needed a creative outlet. My friend and I, who's my business partner, used to hang out, get drinks after work, and just throw around stupid T-shirt ideas and just draw them on bar napkins or bar coasters. And we decided, we looked at this company that was in Akron called Rubber City Clothing, and then we noticed things were cool. Things were going on in Cleveland that cool. Like LeBron was here, like the Cavs are on the rise.
This was 2008.
Yeah, around 2000. Yeah, sorry. Yep. Jumped to 2008. So we just kind of looked at it. We're like, hey, well, Akron has this cool company, but then we looked at Cleveland, and there wasn't really a Cleveland Pride T-shirt company out there. There were a few. They were like streetwear, and then kind of an alternative rock and roll brand.
Right.
But nothing that was really for everyone. and then celebrated Cleveland Pride in general. So there was like kind of a hole in the market there, a niche that we could fill. So that's kind of how we designed a couple t-shirts. And 2008 was like when MySpace was cool.
Yeah.
So we set up a MySpace
Wow.
page for that. And then invited our friends to friend that page and their friends to friend that page and so on and so forth. And we kind of grew a little community there where we could test designs. And then we opened up a website and, you know, people would comment and say, hey, I really like that. I'd totally buy that.
Yeah.
And it kind of went from there.
To give you this some context, in case, you know, people, that this is about 1 year after the iPhone was invented. So
Right.
like this was kind of like real early in the, before social media really kind of even took off
Right,
yet. But yeah, it was MySpace back then. And of
Google
course,
was hard. Like just Googling like Cleveland t-shirts or things like, do these
Right.
companies exist?
right.
Most, if they did exist, they didn't have a web presence. They didn't even have a website. They were like in a store somewhere. We did actually find that there was a Cleveland Clothing that closed down in 2007, I think. It was 2005 to 2007 and
Right.
short-lived. Because when we looked to go find an LLC, someone owned it and someone actually owned the URL and
Okay.
wanted like $6,000 for all of it. And we didn't have that money at that time.
Right. Right. So different name.
Yeah.
Well,
So
I
we
think
went
so.
with, that's how we went with CLE Clothing and became, that's how that all began. And that's kind of, it goes off the airport code, but it also goes off like the sports ticker.
Yeah.
So like if you're watching sports, we're CLE versus whatever. So that's kind of how we
awesome.
became CLE Clothing.
I love it, man. So we kind of talked a little bit about like what's happened with this city over the last 2 decades, and touched on a little bit with LeBron. I was talking with my business partner Mike Reese about 2 years ago, and it was literally just over a nightcap. We were on vacation. Everyone went to bed. We're like, hey man, let's grab another drink. We just started rapping, and we talked. I was telling him, and he's one of the guys that's out of Dallas that is papered with. You know, he could literally wallpaper his wall with all the T-shirts that I've given them of Cleveland. I was just telling him like, why, what has happened in Cleveland? And if we kind of look at the history of Cleveland, and maybe you could point at other cities, you know, usually a lot of times it's a politician or something, you know, like this city was not turned around by a politician. This city in 2002, when they drafted LeBron James, was turned around by one person that brought energy and life back to this city and pride. Like now, I was telling you earlier, my dad, when I was a little kid, would take me. He was a Teamster, labor union Teamster. He would get free tickets to the Indians. I mean, they couldn't sell them, so they give them away. Back in the day, I was just a little guy, and I watched people boo and make fun of our own team, you know, at Cleveland Municipal Stadium, which is now knocked down. And I didn't get it. Now I get it. I mean, it was the city was laughing stock at one point. You know, nobody back in those days was walking around with a T-shirt that said CLE or the land or Cleveland. LeBron comes, which I think, you know, and let me ask you a question. If LeBron James wasn't ever drafted to Cleveland, do you think the T-shirt company would have taken off the way it did?
I'm not sure if it would ever happened.
Maybe it wouldn't even happen.
Probably wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think Clevelanders have a great innate sense of pride, local pride about their city. They defend it. You know, all those sports failures, we wear them as badges of honor. You know, whether it's the fumble, the drive, and the shot, all that things. Those happen to us, and you know, ESPN likes to remind us about that. And we don't like it, but it's part of who we are and who we are as fans and who are as citizens. And LeBron being drafted here was great for, you know, the team and the downtown and growing the downtown surrounding area. But at the same time, I think there was like a renaissance already going on with, you know, urbanization, like people moving back to the cities. I think LeBron helped Cleveland in general. You know, bringing people downtown. But I think there's also, you know, you have to look at entrepreneurs like myself and, you know, all the chefs that came back to the city and opening restaurants downtown and, you know, forward thinkers that like, this is going to be something someday. And you can see what's going on downtown right now. It's like apartment buildings, just like, I don't know. There's construction everywhere.
It's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, I do a concert for charity every year called Rock and Restock. We actually just rebranded it Rock and Rescue. It's for a charity. And we've done it every year for several years now. And I have a lot of my friends that come in and fly in from other cities. Yeah. And some of them have never been to Cleveland. and they have this preconceived notion of what they're coming to, almost reluctantly coming.
Right.
Oh, Al, I'm just going to come to support you and have a good time and this and that. And they come and they're every single person that leaves says, wow, I'm going to come back here. This city was not what I thought it would be.
Yeah.
This is amazing. Now they're down at the East Bank because we do it on the East Bank at Forward actually is where we do the concert at. But so it's obviously a great area and it's vibrant and things are moving and everything like that. But it's shocking. People come to Cleveland. If you are watching this and you're not in Cleveland, come visit us. You will be pleasantly surprised. We actually have a super cool city. And my good friend John Kitchens was here doing a real estate event with me. And he actually had said, he goes, I love this city. Yeah. He's from actually Lawton, Oklahoma, which is a working class military town, blue collar, He goes, it reminds me of Lawton. And I'm like, why is that? He goes, because people are fucking real. They're just real. And he's in Dallas right now. Yeah. And this is nothing against Dallas, obviously, but, he doesn't have that same feeling,
right?
Where it feels like in where he's at, people are, keep trying to keep up with the Joneses, always type of a thing. And like in here in Cleveland, people just don't give a shit. They're just like, look, I'm real. Yeah, I'm wearing my losing sports team on the sleeve. And I think what also speaks to that is the World Series. If you remember when we went to the World Series, and if you looked up on the banner of the stadium, it said Cleveland against the world. Yeah. Remember seeing that? Yeah. And that kind of plays into what you were just saying, right?
Yeah. I mean, if we get to that point, to the mountaintop, it's always like, oh, they're not going to do it. No one's ever, it always feels like no one's ever behind, whether it's, Cleveland or Ohio. And then we have that thing where we're kind of like, the David all the time.
Yeah.
And, I think we thrive on that.
We identify with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love when I travel, this comes with me every time. And I almost always want to wear it when I'm actually on a plane or whatever, because someone will always be like, Cleveland, it's cool. It's, I do. I mean, I have it here.
Yeah, awesome. Those are our favorite stories about how we ship all over the world, or we're wearing it when we're traveling.
Yeah.
Like story going to Lollapalooza in 2009 or something.
Right.
And we're wearing our CLE shirts. And then we just see one across the field, just a random guy.
Yep.
Who bought it. And we had ran over and gave him a high five, hug.
That's great. Oh man, it's gotta feel amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. That leads into some of the celebrities you've seen wearing them too, right?
Yeah.
So we were talking on. So you got Myles Garrett, The Miz, Stipe. Tell us a little bit about Stipe.
Stipe. So yeah, we've been working with Stipe for the past few years. He's the heavyweight world champion of UFC. We've been supporting him. We're the only local apparel company that we kind of have his sponsorship where we can do Stipe officially licensed apparel. He has his own UFC stuff, but we do it here and we get it's pretty fun.
I go into your store over here. Do you guys sell that when there's not a fight going on, or is it?
It's usually we just have it online.
Okay.
Or specific stores. We actually find out that we shipped a lot to Croatia.
No kidding.
Yeah, our website kind of blows up internationally when those shirts
when he fights,
when they go live. Yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. I love it. Yeah. I mean, we got a great spot. I mean, when you look at when the Cavs won, you had Machine Gun Kelly and Stipe, in the parade, right? Yeah. And Machine Gun Kelly's another one, I don't know if he's ever worn any of your stuff.
When he was coming up, he would be, every time he came home, his thing was to go to East 4th Street, to go to Greenhouse Tavern, and then stop at our store, or vice versa. So,
really?
Yeah, we have tons of pictures of him behind our cash wrap with.
Oh, that's great.
Making a purchase, and
he's always repping Cleveland.
Yeah,
I'm a huge Machine Gun Kelly fan as well.
He can't come down to town anymore, so.
He can't.
I don't think so. I haven't seen him in a while.
What is he? Was he banned, or
he might get mobbed? No, he might get mobbed or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
he's a little bit. Now before he could just walk down by himself.
Now he's a big deal.
Yeah.
Right. Well, he's still pretty. He's still Cleveland though. He actually represents a lot too. What we were talking about with our culture is that he's just real.
Yeah.
He don't give a shit.
Yeah.
And he's gonna do him. And I remember him coming up, and there was he did a flash mob at the Strongsville mall.
Right.
This is before I was listening to him too.
Yeah.
I'm like, who's this punk?
Yeah.
This and that. And then it got me that got him so much exposure because I didn't even know who he was.
Yeah.
Then I started listening to a couple of his songs. I'm like, this boy can spit.
Yeah.
I'm like, man. And then, I actually turned my Dallas crew onto them.
Oh,
Now
awesome.
we've been to several of his concerts and this and that,
very
but
cool.
love it. So let's back to t-shirts. What was your first design? This was not your first design. I thought it was. It's probably, you would say, your most popular one, right? That your biggest seller.
The Cleveland sign is super popular.
Right.
But the first one was I was actually interning, or actually not interning anymore. I was under a freelance contractor at a major U.S. retail brand in actually Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You guys can Google what company that is.
Right.
So I was in Pittsburgh, which is really weird because they have Jersey days on Friday. I don't see that in Cleveland. Everyone's wearing their Steelers.
Oh, is that what they do?
Yeah, it's really weird.
Yeah, it's like high school. When we
why is everyone in their jersey? Where are we? But anyway, so obviously working with a bunch of Steelers fans, super cool guys. Pittsburgh is a great city on its own. Besides, there's 2 Sundays a year.
Right.
I'll be honest. So I may offend some of you Clevelanders that are diehard Pittsburgh haters, but it's still a good city.
If you're easily offended, you may want to
you might get lost there because all the bridges are one way, and you end up on the other side of the river. And you have no idea to get back, but it's still a cool city.
I got a lot of friends.
Great art museum. Yeah. But anyway, so he had, one of the graphic designers there had his own t-shirt company, and he had an I steel sign PIT, and I was like, how about we just have a rivalry shirt? I'll do the I helmet CLE, and that's really kind of how CLE started.
I helmet?
Yeah, it was a football helmet.
CLE. Cool.
Yeah, so I mean that's our logo, but
right. So it started with the Browns thing.
Yeah, and then we developed some other Cleveland things around there. So there was a black shirt that just was Cleveland Arch with Ohio, and
cool.
That was So we started out with 5 shirts, and then kind of went from there.
How many stores do you have now?
We have 6, but I like to say 5 1/4 because we run the gift shop at the West Side Market, which is smaller than this room, so it's like a quarter.
Right.
And it only carries like West Side Market stuff, but we have 5 CLE clothing stores.
Yeah. Which one's your busiest?
The downtown one.
Yeah. I love going to that one.
Yeah, corner that we were.
What a location.
Yeah, it's just an awesome location. And
crushed that.
Just lucky to have it.
Yeah. Yeah. When did you open it?
In late 2011.
Okay.
So
you've been there.
Yeah.
Almost, you're gonna be 10-year anniversary.
Yep. It's coming up.
There, yeah.
And that was after LeBron left.
Yeah.
So some would say that's a huge risk, but we saw what was going on downtown, and when we opened, it just thrived. It was awesome. And we actually saw a dip in online sales after we opened that store, because people who live in Chicago, New York, or all over the country would wait until they came home to visit their parents or come from for holidays or vacation to come visit and shop us at the store, which is truly heartwarming.
Yeah.
And it was awesome. So I'm waiting until we come back and see your store.
The store's laid out really great. I've probably been to that store more than any store because it's just a fun store to shop at, location and stuff. But if I'm short on time, I just go across the street to Crocker over here. But you have way more selection down at the Cleveland's at your downtown shop.
Well, yeah, Crocker is considered a mini shop. It's only 600 square feet. So it does have pretty much everything there. It's just really tight.
Yeah. Have you thought about expanding to a different storefront?
Yes, there are circumstances that we can't really get into.
Gotcha. All right, we won't go there then. Because there's actually an open one in a better location, I would say.
Correct.
The only problem is that it's kind of hidden. So if you know it's there, you got to go down the alley and it's there. But
if you're on the west side and you want to come shop at Crocker Park, we're right next to the Hyatt Place Hotel and behind the Yard House in Comet Alley. There are other local merchants there.
Yep.
Peace, Love, and Little Donuts.
Right. You guys share kind of a
so it's on the concept was kind of like this Spanish market kind of feel.
Yeah.
So in the summertime when it's actually warm here in Cleveland, the garage doors are all up. So it's like open air feel. That was kind of their concept they wanted to, and it's supposed to be it's just local merchants. So it's no chain stores. And we're a part of it. So it's kind of cool. It's just, we're a little hidden away.
Yeah.
Just come find us by the Hyatt Place.
Cool. So Mike, we got a big weekend coming up here.
Yeah.
And I like how you themed it. So if you guys are in the market for a Cleveland shirt or some Cleveland wear, tell our people what they can save money on this weekend.
So Sunday is 2/16, February 16th, which the area code for Cleveland is 216. So it's 216 Day, Cleveland Day. And we're celebrating Saturday and Sunday with 21.6% off. When you look at your receipt, it'll be a little bit more because you have to round up.
Right.
So it's 22% off. But it's at all of our locations and online at cleclothingco.com or clevelandclothing.com, which would be easier to type.
So cleclothingco.com
yes.
takes you to the site, so you can go to that. I'll actually post it in the comment section when we're done with this broadcast for anybody that wants to go and shop there. But Saturday and Sunday, 21.6% off the 216 day. I didn't even think about that. So Sunday's 216 day. How cool is that? That's awesome, man.
Yeah, and it's at all of our stores. So East 4th and Euclid downtown, Crocker Park, University Circle, right across from Mocha. And then we have stores in Akron at Summit Mall, and then Shaker Heights at the Van Aken district. Real easy to find. We're all over the city.
So the one in Akron,
Yes.
do you sell a mix of Akron and Cleveland, or is it just straight up?
Yeah, so we've
Okay.
expanded into some Akron goods there. But what we find is, people love the Akron stuff. They also love the Cleveland stuff. We have a partnership with WMS, the Buzzard. That's like one of our fastest movers out of there. And then it's surprising, like people going to games from the Akron area will pop into Summit Mall before they go to a game.
Yeah.
Instead of getting all the way downtown parking and going to the store downtown.
Right.
Which sometimes is disappointing, but it's okay either way.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like,
I love the vintage Buzzard stuff.
Yeah.
That you guys have put out.
And
that's cool.
Those things, it's crazy. Like we ship all over the world. It's funny. We shipped a lot to Florida and Arizona, so you kind of know the age demographic there.
Yeah. And then you shop you all ship to. You had mentioned Croatia too.
Yeah. Croatia for Stipe stuff. Since we've grown from 2008, like my favorite day in 2008 was when I was shipping, and I was shipping to Brooklyn, New York, Austin, Texas, Los Angeles, San Diego, and then it was Lakewood. Yeah. Those were the orders that came through. I was like, this is super cool. It's just not Clevelanders.
Right.
Well, they are Clevelanders. There's expats living in various cities, but we shipped to Australia, and throughout we were shipping to Germany, APOs. So we're to Afghanistan, Iraq, Kuwait.
I think the biggest migratory we have a large concentration of Clevelanders in Phoenix and Florida, probably, right?
Yeah.
So that's probably why you're getting a lot of orders. Now just a business question, on a percentage basis, how much of your sales are retail versus online? Was it 50-50 or?
It's more like, at one point it was 70-30. And then I was explaining how people were coming back to shop.
Oh, 70%
online.
But
now it's kind of evening. It's evening out now. But it was actually in store.
Oh, okay.
Which was totally different from what the trend of business was at the time. Everyone was like, oh, brick and mortar stores are dead.
Right.
It's going to be online shopping. And we were seeing the reverse of the opposite of that trend.
Right.
But now it's evening out a little, but it's still more in store. Most of our business is in store. Obviously, we have 5 locations versus 1 online store.
Well, you make it very easy for me, who a big part of my business is gifting things. Yeah, and this is my favorite thing to gift.
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
Easy. I just stop in, grab some gifts. Doesn't matter if it's a child, or an adult, lady or a man. You guys have it all. So I appreciate you coming on here and sharing your story. More importantly, I appreciate you putting a product out there that really shows our how much pride the city has for itself, and what you've done for Cleveland. And who would have thunk a t-shirt shop would just blow up and give a community an identity, a sense of pride in doing that. So appreciate what you've done for the city, man.
Yeah, super awesome. Well, thanks.
Awesome,
thanks for saying that. And it means a lot.
Absolutely. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode of This is CLE Live, and catch us next time. And we'll see you at the top or from the top.